The album has a song? WTF? It's not cringe, and if you try and say it is, you're just being a contrarian. It's a good album. It was such a big deal back in the day. The rest of their discography sucks, unfortunately. I'm not even kidding though. Re-listening to this album for the first time in like a decade, there sincerely isn't a single song in here that isn't a banger. Maybe that's just nostalgia goggles, but either way, this shit sounds dope. Where You Wanna Be and Louder Now. Their first 3 albums are damn near masterpieces, but they never released anything as good after. Makes sense though. How can you be angsty and make angry emo music about getting your heart broken and all that when you're married in your 40s and have it sound genuine? Blink-182 has the same issue. The dudes are 50 now and are still singing about skateboarding and getting dumped. And all needs to know is that something you'll be missing. Rundown of the Leaks. Buys the album. Doesn't have a CD drive to rip it. He visits every store in his area for one, even the library, but no place has one. He resorts to posting phone speaker song snippets exclusive to Snapchat, which only a few people heard. Leaker disappears into the abyss. Conclusion. Very bad circumstances lead to no rip. Leaker number 2. Tries buying the album, but the store won't let him. Manages to buy it anyway and tells us he'll rip it later. The mods at the r/Metallica panic and private this up, and so leak discussion continues on r/Metallica Circle Jerk. Several hours later, the leaker just so happens to be extremely busy and still has no home to rip it. Someone asks him when he'll leak the album, and the leaker says around midnight EST. Later, he gets a phone speaker snippet of a song like the other guy. Leaker finally gets home, but in typical Blue Balls fashion, he reveals the only CD drive he owns isn't currently on him. Says he won't rip the album at all and insists someone else should leak it instead. Conclusion. False promises dragging on for several hours and terrible circumstances lead to no rip. We're 2 days away now from release and still no one has managed to leak this album. How are Metallica fans this incompetent? Xbox. It doesn't exist. I'm not a creep. I'm not a weirdo. I know exactly what I'm doing here. I belong here. Yesterday I woke up eating breakfast. 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 Nothing in its wrong place. Yes, 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 yes. Excess Kino. All Around the World should have been twice as long. 15-minute single just because. Biblical. How did he age so poorly? Dweed was twinkish and then turned into an ugly man so quickly. He just got a dumb 2005 haircut and grew an ugly mustache. It's not that complicated. All the pop, punk, and emo bands are ugly, feminine guys. Weezer is the most experimental and punk band of all time. Who? What? When? Where? Which? Landfill indie, but because it's made by women, it's suddenly profound. It's mid. There's never been a non-mid indie rock album. Shit take from Zoomers. Indie rock is the middest mid to have ever midded in the history of mid. I'm afraid even Nickelback contains too much soul for a J-rock band to comprehend, much less even possess. Who was Benjamin? Why breaking? Was Benjamin broken? If so, who done it? Album was so good I saw into the future and all I saw was mid. Band heard a recording of me singing their most famous song in the shower and invite me to sing on stage. Flubbed the whole thing because I can't hear running water. The macrocosm is where stars are seen and received. You cannot enter the macrocosm as a star without a personal sacrifice. Not just time, energy, and money. Something of yours has to be violated. After receiving such violations, you learn about the other realms. The conscious and the subconscious. I've been talking / blogging / rapping about this since... Whew! When you sign a contract, you consciously submit your microcosm to the macrocosm of the subconscious. Such is called selling your soul. You have no privacy. And this is just the contract part. If a label / conglomerate of entertainment takes a liking to you, they introduce you to the Phoenix, aka Taking Back Sunday, aka Jack's Gun, modern art. It is a tall Empire State Building shaped, sharp yet obtuse, wide, pulsating device of which you have to mount and ride for as long as you want to be famous. If you can survive. You can choose which hole it goes into. If it goes into your reproductive organs, you'll be a sex symbol. If it goes into Uranus, you will be a symbol of wisdom. And whenever you are called to do it, you either do it or lose your place in the macrocosm of the subconscious, aka fall off. This on top of the homosexual acts you must partake in order to be accepted. Never have I, never will I. And that's the reason why I ain't penetrate yet. Charles Hamilton, 2007 version. Expecting cutie emo boys. Instead it's a meth addict posse.